For the cervical spine, flexion, rotation, lateral flexion, extension, rotation, lateral flexion, and flexion. Reverse for 2 full reps, and then reverse for 2 more reps. From here, scapula. Keep the elbows extended, palms and fingertips shooting down. And rotate back, up, forward, and down. Back, up, forward, and down. Forward and up and back. Down, forward, up, back, and down. So retraction, elevation, protraction, depression, protraction, elevation, retraction. From here, shoulder flexion, internal rotation to horizontal abduction to adduction and extension to external rotation to flexion. Flexion, internal rotation, extension, horizontal abduction to adduction, extension, external rotation, flexion, adduction. Flexion, internal rotation, extension, adduction, extension, horizontal abduction all the way to flexion and adduction. Horizontal adduction, flexion, internal rotation, extension, extension, external rotation, flexion, adduction. From here, thoracic spine, flexion, rotation, lateral flexion, extension. Rotation, lateral flexion, and flexion forward. Rotation, lateral flexion, extension. Rotation, lateral flexion, flexion. Rotate the other way, flexion into that side, extend, rotate into that other side, bend into that side, and flex forward. Rotate one more circle, bend into the side, extend, rotate, bend into the other side, and complete. From here, elbows, supination, elbow extension, flexion, pronation, extension. Supination, flexion, pronation, extension, flexion, supination, pronation, flexion. Supination, extension. From here, wrist, extension, inversion, flexion, and eversion and extension. You have your ulnar deviation, flexion, and radial deviation, and then other way. All the way around, fingertips down, all the way out, all the way up, in, all the way down. Keep the elbows flexed at 90 degrees during that time. Hip, flexion, abduction, internal rotation to extension. Flexion, abduction, internal rotation to extension, and then extension, external rotation to flexion, extension, abduction to flexion. Switching side, flexion, abduction, internal rotation, flexion, abduction, internal rotation to extension, back to extension, abduction, flexion, extension, abduction, all the way to flexion, keeping that knee bent 90 degrees. Knee, external tibial rotation, extension, internal flexion, out, up, in, down, out, up, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, and down. Switching side, out and up, in and down. External tibial rotation, internal and flex, out, up, and down, in, up, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, and up, out, and down. Now we're going to get the patella, pushing it around in a circle, and this is where your legs need to be completely relaxed, pushing it down 360 degrees each way, 2 to 3 times per patella, using your thumbs, assessing cracking, assessing any tightness or any type of mal movement. Pushing the kneecap or the patella around in circles. From here, ankle, all the way out and up, in and down, down and out, up, in and down, all the way in and up, out and down, in, up, out, and down, in and up, out, and back in and around, all the way up and around, and done. Switch side, up, out, down, in, up, out, and down, in and up, out and down, out and up, in and down, out and up, in and down, out, up, in, and done. Standing up, getting the toes. So just the big toes, small toes, everything off the ground. Separate the toes. And then piano them down. Keep the big toes up as high as they'll go. High as they'll go, and then switch big toe down, small toes up. Hold here. And then piano it down, switch big toe up as high as it'll go. All toes up, big toe down, small toes up, and then piano it down. And then keep those big toes up, and then switch. From big toes up to big toes down. Big toe, piano, piano, and then tap the big toes down. All done.